Hello dear friends, today we are going to make an exercise that I haven't done in long time. So this is, as we can see, today we are 17th of November, so it is before the sales. So we're going to try to make some forecasts for the upcoming auctions. Here we have Sotheby's Leonard Lauder collection day auction. So some analysis. So it's going to be in 2 days until live session begins. And let's analyze some of the lots. First one, George Segal, French artist. So this is inspired by Braque. I don't know very well his market, so I can't say very much. Next lot, Claes Oldenburg, a wall piece with a car. Claes Oldenburg is a very famous American artist, and here estimated 70 to 100. Considering his prices, as you can see in the following one, this lot will definitely surpass, according to me, the $100,000 high estimate, although I haven't been analyzing it in depth. I don't know where it can go. The next one is an edition of a typewriter eraser. So there are public sculptures visible in US of this one, monumental one. So this is an edition. This is a work estimated up to $550,000, and this is an edition of 18 plus 5 artist proof. That means that there are only 23 available from 77. It comes from Leo Castelligal, Estee Lauder contemporary company. Sorry, Estee Lauder company. I'm not quite sure by how much, but it's possible that it will surpass, because some of them are certainly lost, and or people have them, they don't know they have them, and the provenance is so exceptional. It's a beautiful little piece, iconic piece by Claes Oldenburg, and I think it will surpass the estimate. The next two ones, actually 3 by Claes Oldenburg and Kosher van Bruggen also. These works were developed with his companion. They have exactly the same value as the one signed by Claes Oldenburg alone. They're not as known and attractive on the market. However, for people who like pop art, people who like naturemorts, people who like the paintings by Wen Thibault, who was depicting ice creams also, these are really beautiful objects. These are editions, but there are very few of them, and also because it's cast on aluminum, acrylic, most certainly all of them have little variation. So they are unique. They will not surpass the previous one, but definitely will go beyond 120. Next one, Christo, iconic artist. This is a beautiful artwork. These blue colors, it's so well executed, and also roadside park. Here we have the river. It's almost like Edward Rouchet with the lettering, and this work, although from 98, the fact that it's coming from Leonard Lauder collection, it might surpass, because this is just such a beauty, and it's relatively large. It's 1 meter high, and it's very desirable. It's so beautiful to have it in your home. I think, according to me, it would fetch like minimum 300,000, double estimate, easily. Next one, Marie Bauermeister. I've been following this artist recently, and her work reminds me a lot of Joseph Cornell. They are really undervalued. These are really beautiful objects. It's 22 by 22. The artist passed away 2 years ago in 23, which means there will be no more artworks. This work is recorded in the catalogue raisonné, so that adds value. And I mean, this was executed in 67, so this work is really, 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 really old. So this is estimated at 8 and 12,000. The pieces of this size are reaching this high estimate hammer price, but considering the provenance, I think these artworks could really, I mean, this particular one, I would say 25, 30, if there are bidders. Now, Claude Lalanne, this is a beautiful, beautiful, iconic object. I mean, look at this beautiful smile, this apple. The smile reminds me a little bit of Mona Lisa and this apple composition of René Magritte. Although this is a work in addition of 250, right? So if we multiply, let's say, the existing bid 30, if we multiply 250 by 30, so that 30,000, so that means the original one artwork would be like 7.5 million. But the fact that this work was acquired at Art Curial in 81, so it's been for 45 years in this collection, again, the provenance, this one could go way beyond 50,000 just for its desirability of being sold at Sotheby's at the Leonard Lauder sale. I mean, for me, it could fetch 150,000 easily. Pablo Picasso, really beautiful drawing. Although I'm not an expert in Pablo Picasso, I can't really forecast anything. I mean, this work, as you can see, it's almost 100-year-old, pristine condition. It was acquired. It was from the estate of the artist Bernard Ruiz Picasso collection, the husband of Almin Resch. What you can see here is the thin and elegant execution. This work is not like an attempt to do something. It's just like you see the hand. It's going like fast. It's really representative of Pablo Picasso's early works. I have no idea how much it's gonna fetch. Probably it will surpass the estimate. Oskar Schlimmer, two following works. I don't know this artist very well, although what's amazing is that when you can see, it's not very large. You can see it's 26 by 15 centimeters, 10.6 inch. So it's relatively small. It's like an A4 paper, maybe a little bigger. Battery is running low. We're gonna have time, but people who like works on paper, people who like faces, representation of human figure, this could be an absolutely amazing addition to their collection. Look at this, almost like Modigliani style, and also like African mask, this very long nose, this beautiful hand, these lines, we can see the under the watercolor, we can see the pencil is just so beautifully executed. I have no idea how much it could reach. Possibly it can surpass the high estimate because, again, the context, the provenance. Here it's exactly the same situation. We have a really beautiful face. Although this one would be, I would say, let's see the size of this work. This one is a little bigger, although it's very frontal. But the previous one is there is just so much more paint. So this one, lot 111, will surpass, according to me, the 112. Leonard A, I don't know very much about this artist, and now we spoke about Joseph Cornell when I spoke about Mary Baumeister. Joseph Cornell, I mean, these artworks are extremely desirable. They command great prices. 53, that means this work is like 70-year-old. The provenance is complete, and again, it's the Lauder company, and then acquired by the present owner, Ronald Lauder. I mean, it's really great. And Voyageur, when you can see, it's like this beautiful parrot inside inside this box. Also, this parrot reminds me of the illusion, this exercise when you can put on a little thread a circle on one side, you can put the parrot on the other side, you can draw the cage, and when you make this circle gear, the illusion, optical illusion, might feel like the parrot is inside the cage by superposition of gravitation of that thing. That's just for the visual reference. I think this work is absolutely amazing. And the next one, this antique looking like column, almost like a temple, this dream-like composition, makes me think a little bit of Leonardo da Vinci. This could also command solid price. So far it's 180 for both. These must be reserved. So according to me, these both works can surpass certainly 300,000, high estimate, but not by much. Robert Rauschenberg. So here we have a very solid estimate for a piece on paper, 180 to 250. That's very, very solid prognostic, like from 68, 58 by 76 centimeter, complete provenance. Again, according to me, I'm not an expert in Rauschenberg, but Rauschenberg for me is one of the most underestimated artists. Very complex. He produced a lot of works, but this one, by the provenance, unique composition, might surpass, although if it was not from Leonard Lauder collection, I doubt it would reach higher than that. But now, just for the perspective, if you buy from a gallery that represents the artist estate by today, you can have, like, let's say if this one reaches $250,000, that means it's $250,000, and for 1 million you can really acquire large complex compositions by Rauschenberg. So altogether, with the provenance, this is absolutely amazing, but in absolute, I'm not quite sure this work is worth this much money. Mime Rotella, I'm not very familiar with his body of work. I know some of them, but here what we have is La Storia del Cine here, and I mean Marilyn Monroe, who is an absolute icon in American pop culture, is just her image, like with Andy Warhol seal screens, like always generates so much attention from the public. And it was executed in 66. Provenance is totally complete. It's been for more than 10 years in Lauder's collection. And again, just by the fact it belonged to him, and it's really also large when you can see it's 135 centimeters, 95. It's like big poster. And her smile here is so incredible. I think this work is really valuable, although again, in another context, I'm not quite sure it's worth $150,000, but in this specific context, it will reach it. Next one, Philip Perlstein. I don't know the artist's body of work that well, but this absolutely beautiful composition is really nice, and also 120 by 150. It's very large. It's from 69. If we see the condition report, no, I don't have access directly to that, but it was acquired by in the 70 by the present owner. So it's been for 25 years in this collection. It has a exhibition history, I think. And also this work really reminds very much of Eric Fischl compositions and most certainly Lucian Freud. And you see this dynamic composition, this ascendant line from left to the right. So this work is 50 to 70,000, and it's oil on canvas. According to me, this work will absolutely explode at auction. This is so iconic, this is so beautiful. These lines, again, ascending lines, this straw from left to the right, and also this composition reminds of Courbet, Origine du Monde. I think this work could reach $500,000 with no problem. Next one, Claes Oldenburg. It's not the most iconic image, although this proposal sculpture from a large public installations exist of this. This is a very beautiful, tiny, oh, not that tiny, it's very large, from 94, 1 meter by 76, so it's very large actually for a drawing. Although it's not that iconic, again, we have this beautiful ascendant line, because in the West we read from left to the right, and this falling of the saw of the sculpture, incisive. It's almost like it's cutting through the earth or through a cake. I think this work could reach easily double high estimate, so instead of 30, I would say 60, 70 easily. Perfume bottle, fallen. This is by Claes Oldenburg. And the next one, this is not that iconic. I mean, it's relatively large, from 92, Pace Gallery provenance. Just because it's from Leonard Lauder collection, it might reach a certain price, although it's not very iconic. I would even say it could have been Andy Warhol rather than Claes Oldenburg. I'm not quite sure. I think it could double the high estimate. And the second one as well. And Richard Dieberkorn. So this artist has been enjoying an incredible rise on the auction, and his price is really like high. From 77, all in charcoal, joined on paper. I mean, this work looks like being in absolutely pristine condition, and although it's a little like timeless, because Dieberkorn usually uses more colors, I'm not quite sure this work is worth 250,000, but again, Ronald Lauder, it will surpass. Now, Brice Marden, very famous for his abstract artworks. What's beautiful in this one, look, so it's not that large, 40 by 34, but when you watch it well, it's like it's a grid of vertical and horizontal lines, and they're superposing each other. There is so much depth in here, there is so much perspective, and also these drips around. It's a really beautiful composition. Again, when I watch this kind of work, it really gives the desire to do art, because it's abstract. It doesn't have an enormous amount of meaning. It doesn't speak about darkness. Color doesn't really matter, but it's really so beautiful, so energetic. I mean, when I'm sitting in front of this kind of artwork, when I watch them, it gives you really the desire to do art. You know, it's so playful. It's so so playful, so precise. I think this is really amazing for somebody who has a collection of abstract works on paper. It's something really worth having, and considering Brice Marden price, it will definitely reach the high estimate and surpass it. Marc de Soverino, I don't know his work that very much. It looks very surrealistic, but the fact is that it's so solid. It's still standing, and there's this beautiful balance between the oval shape and these nods, and this standing in the middle, pointing towards the top on the base of a triangle. It's absolutely beautiful composition. You have straight angle, you have a circle, you have a triangle, and it's like a riddle, actually. It really looks like a riddle. Also, it reminds me a little bit of Calder, meaning that Calders, they are moving, and this one is super static. And 69, it's unique artwork, again, complete provenance. It's been in the collection of the Lauder since the 80s. We can see it here, and I think for somebody like, no, it's not really high, but it's still 50 centimeters large, half a meter, and it's a beautiful, beautiful object to have. My understanding, not knowing Mark Di Suvero market very well, I will do compare markets for a specific artist in another video, but according to me, this work in this specific context could reach easily $100,000. Elizabeth Murray, not familiar with her work, but when we watch it from close, it's a beautiful collage. Look, this superposing two pieces of paper, pastel, very energetic, and you see this dark red underneath, so dynamic, and it's in pristine condition. It looks like from 82, so this work is like 45-year-old from Paulo Cooper Gallery, Provenance. And those who like works on paper, I mean, this is really something beautiful to have. I mean, here we're already beyond the 7,000 high estimate. I think this work could reach even 50,000. Why not? Barely paper. I'm not familiar with that artist, but let's have a look. It reminds me immediately of Bernard Venet, Richard Serra. 30,000. It already surpassed the high estimate. It's not that big, but it's a beautiful object to have. Look at this beautiful spiral, really like very dynamic composition, and the pedestal it's standing on, it's so beautiful also. Look at how the light is falling on different parts of the same pattern sides. So let's see, this is an edition of 6, 2012. Again, Lauder, Provenance. We're already at 30,000. For somebody who wants a work that is of this sort of provenance in this specific context, again, I think we could reach 100,000 easily versus 18,000 high estimate. Again, another work by Mary Bauer Meister. It's 12 to 18, already 10. I love her works. I really love them. And what's interesting, some of them are done are with readings in German, but this one is in English. And let's analyze. Look at this. It's poster. There is a lot of personal notes, and this text is really like, it's like a poem, but at the same time it's just a physical balance to other parts. Here we have these little quarters of a circle. We have this, so it's so well balanced. The colors looks pristine, preserved, and this dynamic, the hands, like almost like Escher, like endless compositions. And also here, what to paint, 1966, Pittsburgh International Sculpture Museum, October. I think this work is an absolute gem. I would like to see it in real. Unfortunately, I was not able to go to New York, but look at this, how precise it is, how precise. And we're at 10,000. Considering her market, which is relatively low at this moment, I didn't see the size, forgot to see the size, it's large, it's 1 meter, executed in 67. So this is number 96 from edition of 100, but since they're all most of them have hand intervention, they're handmade, so it's a poster, signed, lithograph, graphite, wood, ink and paint on fiberboard. So there is hand intervention, which means that they're all different in kind and form. I've never seen any of them on the market. When you scroll art market records on ArtPrice or ArtNet, you don't see any of them. So it's a rarity. Most of them must be broken, forgotten, or just lost. This 110, I think, considering the provenance and her state of the market, 18,000 high estimate, I think this work could reach 60,000 US dollars easily. Joel Shapiro, classical composition, very geometrical, could be solid, maybe Richard Serra. This is really, really beautiful. Charcoal on paper, 49 by 62, relatively big, 81, estimate 7,000. I think this one could go beyond 20, 25. Dorothea Rockburn, I'm not familiar with her work, but let's see. This is graphite on folded paper. Really, really elegant composition, very large, 85, 111 centimeter, 73. This work, I would say in this context again, 25,000. Somebody who likes works on paper. Now we are at Ernst Rova. I'm not familiar with this artist study. Falling Man, high estimate 30,000, 20,000 low estimate 18,000 reached so far. Let's see it from closer. And look at how elegant this beautiful composition is. How almost melting is the sculpture of the human figure. Very elegant. And these circles add to the dynamic. It makes me think of the beginning of the 20th century Italian futurists, where the technology was supposed to save the world. It's almost like this human condition. Look at this frontal. This is so beautiful. This is 150, so it's like the human size, and the estimate, as I said, is 30. According to me, in this context, this is an edition of 6 Pace Gallery, and I'm humbly risking to say that this artwork could reach $200,000 because it's so beautiful. It's something that you don't need much of knowing about art history. This is about human condition, but again, look at how beautiful this piece is. Yeah, let's say I would put $200,000 on this one. And with this, we conclude my analysis for the sale of 19th of November of Leonard Lauder Collection Day Auction. And again, I'm saying we are Monday, November 17th, 11:36 European time. So we are really into forecasting what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows, and I haven't been to New York, but let's come back to this after the sale and we will compare the notes. Thank you so much, and I will try to record a new episode of this. Bye bye.